episode 1-5.
Yeah, 15 guys, 15. Um, we're going to be talking about the enemies of wealth building, aka shiny object syndrome, bad debt, analysis by paralysis, and in the great words of Alex Hormozy, the ignorance tax, which is such a great term for the thing that kills wealth, right? Shiny object. I am pretty guilty of this, and I still continually battle this from time to time. Honestly, what is shiny object in your experience, Tim? What you got, bro?
Man, it's like ADHD, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
squirrely mind. Anyone who's watched The Matrix,
yeah, lady in the
right?
red
With
dress.
Keanu Reeves, the lady in the red dress.
Yep.
Yes, that is shiny object syndrome, where you're walking down the street, you're focused on one thing, and a girl in a shiny red dress walks by, and you can't help but look, right?
Hmm.
That is what that is, and different business ideas, different ventures, is what causes you to have that shiny object syndrome, and that is a huge wealth killer. And Phil can kind of dive a little deeper in like how that really affects your business.
Yeah, I mean, I've been told by this by many people in my life is that you have, and also like influencers and wealth builders as like rich people, you can only, if you really want to build wealth, you have to focus on one thing 100%. Like if you take a look at Warren Buffett, he basically watches a lot of stocks that fundamentally make sense, but he always picks one and goes all in on one. I think the most recent stock that he invested was Apple. He dumped a lot of money in Apple, and a lot of investors follow him because obviously he knows what he's doing over decades and decades of real estate, or not real estate investing. And then furthermore, if you're starting in real estate investing, the most tactical information that I could probably give you as far as instruction is that I would take a look at all of the avenues that you can do in real estate. Pick the active or the passive, whatever you have, whatever fits you, and then do the pros and cons list. And then within the pros and cons list, does those like the things you have to do in that particular income stream matches your personality, right? And from there, just stay focused on that particular niche, and for at least like maybe a year, at least a year, give like your best longest shot and see if it actually makes sense for you, and then just basically put like blinders on as like a horse, and then just focus on that. Don't distract yourself with other strategies that may seem easier, because when you climb up a mountain, this is like Alex Hormozy's like thing, right? You climb a mountain, right? There's multiple paths on a mountain, right? You're climbing this one path on the mountain right here, right? And then there you see another guy that's making way more money than you are, but you don't know where he's at on the path going up the mountain. He could be like 100, miles above the mountain, and you don't even know. And then you're like, oh, that guy is doing way, way better than I am. Let me just go on his path. And you're at the very bottom. You're still making no money, right? Whatever path he's on. So that for me has been a killer of not only wealth but also time. You waste a lot of time as well, but you don't you with that being said, you do not learn skills. You do learn skills and the same path you're walking on, but it may not be the best and efficient way. Just keep continuously switching in back and forth. You got anything to add on that?
I think everybody has shiny object syndrome,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's completely normal, right? It's just it kills like just productivity and momentum. And I'll kind of give you an example of this. I was actually looking at my phone about this, of a previous experience that I had. But if there's so many wholesalers, right? I'll use wholesalers as an example just because that's kind of like my audience. But a lot of wholesalers will tell me, hey, I can't, I'm not doing any deals, or like I don't know like what's going on in my business or whatever. And I ask them, well, like, what strategy are you doing for wholesale? Or what have you tried in the last 6 months or a year? And I talked to this one kid, love him to death. He's also an army kid. He's a younger army soldier. He told me in a span of 6 months, he's tried door knocking, pre
Mm,
foreclosures, cold calling pre foreclosures, PPL, Facebook ads, and then
hmm.
now he's just completely out of wholesaling. And I'm like, well, how much time did you put into each like thing? He's like, oh, I tried it for like a month and it didn't work, so I went to another thing. And
Yeah.
that's like an example of shiny object syndrome in terms of like a strategy within a real estate strategy. So there's so many different like variations of shiny object syndrome. It's not like just flipping, wholesaling, rentals. It's like what like marketing strategy am I going to do?
Mhm.
And if you spent, in that whole 6 months, if you spent the whole 6 months door knocking and that's the only thing that you did, do you think that you'd be better from the day you started or the day from 6 months from now?
Dude, definitely 6 months. I'm also
Right?
guilty of that too as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone is, right? But that I'm telling you guys like why you aren't doing deals as a very beginner. Like if I was talking to Phil and our buddy Jew yesterday on a text thread, right? Hilarious. Like everyone knows like I'll be out of the army in like 6 months. I promise you guys I will go live on Zoom and I will cold call foreclosures for 8 hours straight and I promise you I'll get a deal.
Who wants to see that? Who wants to see
I
Tim
don't think
close
I don't
some
think I don't
deals?
think anyone wants you to do that for 8 hours. It's gonna be crazy. But I just want to prove a point, right? I'm gonna get a lot of FUs, a lot of no's, but in 8 hours, if I call the whole city of Houston's foreclosures, I
Yeah.
guarantee that there'll be something in there,
There'll be
right?
at least one to maybe
Yeah,
five people. Houston's
yeah,
huge. Houston's so big.
yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of the shiny object marketing thing. I felt like I went through the whole ringer. I mean, my stupidest thing that I've done when I first started real estate investing was like when I first got a no, I was like, oh, that's the no forever. But then I just started buying more and more bulk data, and then it didn't work out. And then I just did mail marketing, that didn't work out. I would just jump from one thing to another. And long story short, I just burnt a lot of money and wasted a lot of time. I was like, shit. So I was like, damn, man. Uh,
It
which also,
sucks.
yeah, it does suck. And it's just like, and then you're like always, and then I thought to myself, like, what the hell is wrong with me? Am I like that stupid? Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
No, that's
It's
not
real.
at all. You know, I just I think that too, right? A lot of our listeners still have jobs.
Yeah.
And if you ever, and I'm not saying like you have to quit your job, right? I'm saying if that's a goal of yours, or if you never want to quit your job, but you still want to make money on a side hustle, you only have so much time in the day. And that's a very important thing is no matter who you are in the world, we only have 24 hours a day. And if you're working 8 hours a day and you love your family, you love your spouse or kids, like you probably want to have time to hang out with them too.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you only have so much time in the day, if you're trying six different things, you're only going to be able to allocate so much time and energy for each thing.
Yep.
So if you're trying to like achieve a goal and you have like a timeline that you want to achieve, just focus on. I know this is super hard. And it's kind of hypocritical because we have so many different things going on. But if you just picked one damn thing and you put all your effort into it, right? Like if you wanted to start an ice cream company,
Hell yeah.
bro, you better spend half your time making that damn ice cream, and the rest of the time is you door knocking trying to sell your ice cream cones. You know what I mean? Like you gotta maximize the amount of time in that one thing, and you'll have a way better chance of being successful.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of circle it back, like we talked about the negatives, talked about shiny object, talked about our shortcomings and the different focus. Like we preach county courthouse record data, and if I had to like go back in time, I would tell myself just focus on this because there are not that many leads as far as like depending on actually take that back. Depending on where you live, it can be, a little bit or a lot. Just depends on where you live, population wise. I would tell myself just focus on this particular data set because it has the most motivation. People are losing their house. You can actually help people, and you can make potentially a lot of money. And you build reps on sales, and you can just keep that cadence going. There's always people going through foreclosure. There's always people going through probate. tax delinquencies, right? Those are the types of data that you should probably look at because they have the most motivation to sell. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I would tell myself.
100%.
Yeah. So
What's the next wealth killer?
the next enemy of wealth building is bad debt. And bad debt, in my opinion, is credit card. But it's also a point of leverage where if you need credit card debt, then it's kind of like a double-edged sword. If you're trying to grow your business, you're going to probably use your credit card. If you want to go to a mastermind, you're probably going to use your credit card. So it really is a double-edged sword. And I'm guilty of using this for a very short period of time, but also I am always aware and conscious of where I need to pay this back as soon as possible. Right. So, uh, any other, I mean, I guess we can go into more on why it's bad debt if you want.
High interest rates, right?
Yeah.
I mean, getting outpaced by the debt, stuff like that. I mean, I'm like an anti Dave Ramsey. I think I put everything on credit cards
Yeah,
and loans.
same.
Like I could pay off my car, but I was like, I got a 1.9% interest rate, you know? So for me, that's not bad debt. And guys, I'm not saying, if you're buying flips, right, hard money is usually, 10 to 12 to 15% interest, right? Now that normally would be a horrible decision,
Yeah.
but you're leveraging, right, money to try to make money by selling a flip. So
Yeah.
use debt wisely, right? Buying mortgages and taking over debt that way. But yeah, we don't need to hammer too much on debt. Don't have a credit card at 25% interest and pay that off.
Yeah. Not paid off. Right. So,
Yeah.
so for me, since I do fixing and flipping, I love using credit card debt because I can pay it off once I get a draw, or I can use the money that I have. It really depends on how you structure your debt, honestly.
I
If
kind
you
of
ever,
like this.
well,
The money you spent isn't making money equals bad debt.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, credit card debt, obviously bad, but there's ways to leverage it to where it's not so bad. It's less bad, right? Credit card debt is only bad if you don't pay it full after the first month, potentially, right?
Yeah, because you get your interest on
Yeah,
top of that.
and I paid a lot of interest before too as well. So, but I'm happy to say that I have lowered my bad debt substantially towards the
This
end of the
year.
oh last year actually.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So the rest is basically on fixing and
Business
flip.
cards.
Yeah, yeah, it's all in business. Oh, by the way, guys, I would highly recommend not having bad debt in your personal name, but more in your business name. Even though you're still tied to it, I mean, I don't know
In the
how
begin no, in the beginning
it's,
of a business when you don't have
yeah,
revenue and stuff, you have to personal guarantee these bad boys. So
sure,
like don't swipe like $1 million and don't
yeah,
pay it back. But as your business matures, like you have lines of credit from the bank
yeah.
and they trust you more, right?
Yeah. Or what you guys could do is leverage like a company that me and Tim have already used before, Fund and Grow, right? Where you guys can get access to lines of credit up to $250,000 for your business. Now, I do not recommend you get all that money and blow it on some stupid shit, right? Uh, that's not smart, by the way, guys, because you will be liable for that money.
Yeah.
We'll have that in the show notes and the
Yeah,
description
actually,
below.
I do want to talk about debt and credit one day because,
Yeah.
that's how I funded all my wholesale marketing was with 0% credit cards. That's how
Yeah.
I spent the $78,000 on direct mail, PPL, everything that you can spend money on. I did. So
Oh, that also leads me to another point that you mentioned. You spend $78,000 on marketing, right? You had the confidence to be able to make that money back. Now, if you don't have that skill, don't do what Tim just said. If you cannot close, do not spend that much money.
yeah, it was scary. I mean, it was still scary. I mean,
Yeah.
that was when I was flipping houses too. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but I mean, if you do everything on a business credit card, you get all those miles too.
Yeah,
That was kind of
that's
cool.
that's the other hack is like if you're into credit card point hacking and you want a free vacation, free flight to wherever you want to go, then yeah, it's cool as long as you can pay it back, right? Highly recommend it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at Joe Desai's comment. So I've heard of Fund and Grow. I heard there are better ways. He did quotations to do it.
Yeah.
If it's a dude in a private group that says that he'll get you personal credit and then he'll liquefy your money for like 5%, like I wouldn't trust him. But that's just me. I'd rather use a professional company and do it.
Yeah.
But you guys do you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think that's any other tactical. I guess
What's
you,
the other one?
well, the other one's analysis by
Oh
paralysis,
my
right?
God, we can go on for like an hour
Yeah,
about this.
exactly, exactly. But the bad debt situation, I would say to like tactically get rid of your bad debt, just categorize all the debt that you owe on a spreadsheet, how much you owe, what's the payment like, and then the interest. Take out the highest interest credit card or the lowest amount that you owe on a credit card, so that way you have some sort of a quick win and you can snowball that.
Yeah, I we might get canceled, right? Because that's a Dave Ramsey thing. So Dave Ramsey loves the snowball effect,
Yeah,
right? Paying off the smallest bill first, and
sure.
then, well, basically, like to better explain it, if you have five credit cards, you pay
Yeah.
the minimum of all five, so you
Hmm.
don't get hit with fees, and then you put all your excess money into the smallest debt because
Hmm.
you'll pay that off fastest, and then all that profit every month goes into your next credit card.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Or you just flip one house, pay it all off if you make money, or wholesale, pay all the fees, just go back to your
Yeah,
debt.
put your taxes away and then pay
Yeah,
off all your debt.
yeah, yeah.
That's what we had to do.
Yeah, straight up. All right, let's talk about the next enemy of wealth building, analysis by
Analysis
paralysis.
paralysis. Oh God.
I don't suffer from this, so I can't really speak to this, but I know people that suffer from this, where they overanalyze things and then they get into their head and they don't do shit, and then from there they continue not to do shit.
Well,
I don't know.
I would say everyone has, I think, different limits or
Yeah.
levels of analysis paralysis. Like me running my first ad.
Oh, right, right,
Oh
right.
my God. Like I was like, oh my God, like I gotta make this just right. I gotta write the
Yeah.
copy and like you just gotta do it. If you don't do it, you can't get any feedback from it. And I know it's a lot easier to say than done because a lot of people that I know, like me and my wife are very different people. Like I'm an external processor, so I just talk, 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 and that's how I process things. And she
Yeah.
has to kind of think through things and internalize them a bit. And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm not that type of person to just jump off a bridge and just do a business. Like like you're a psycho. I'm
Yeah.
like, I know. So there is some analysis paralysis for all these different things, but if you have a dream, if you want to do something, right, and you want to change your life for the better or whatever, like you just have to do it,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But I think Phil has a better way to explain it, like doing micro things.
So here's the thing. I've learned this recently, probably in the last couple of weeks. I would bucket it in three different categories, right? Hats, haircuts, and tattoos. So a hat you can take on and off, right? You can change
Yeah.
whatever hat you put on. It's easy to take off. You can immediately change it, right? If you consider this decision as a hat, you can be easily reversed. So if you do the thing and you don't like it, it's easy to take it off and put a new hat back on. The next thing is a haircut, right? A haircut takes a while to grow back. So if this decision takes you a few weeks to decide, it might be a haircut. So you might want to think it through. For an example, switching from a CRM to another CRM, restructuring your LLC, hiring assistant, right? That could be a haircut kind of decision. Starting a business is not a haircut decision, because you can start a business and then if you don't like the business model, you find like a day later, you can just always cancel the business. It's not a big deal. And the last one is a tattoo. It's obviously permanent, so you want to think about that given the circumstances. So if you're
Yeah.
buying a property, if you're getting into a business partnership, if you're signing up for, debt, think about these decisions more carefully, because it's going to affect you in a longer period of time. So three categories: hats, haircuts, and tattoos. Just think about your decisions in those three buckets.
I actually really do like that too.
Yeah.
Someone was like, you got to trademark that, right? Because I think it's a pretty good way to look at it. And yeah, tattoos and partnerships, bro. Like, man, I don't say partners very often anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that that was a big thing for me. Like, I literally, for me to be your business partner, like, blood
Well, you mute.
shared. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
well, but you just you muted or you blanked out there a little bit. What'd you
oh,
say?
I was gonna say, for partnerships, dude, like, we gotta like bleed together, you know? Like, yeah, I used to say like, oh yeah, let's partner up, right? I used to say that
Yeah.
all the time. It's like, no,
Yep.
bedtime baby lullaby.
Love
I
it.
don't know who you are, but I love your at. No tattoos for Tim Yu. I actually have one tattoo, so every no, I'm not gonna tell you where it is, but I do have a tattoo, and I got it when I was in the army, so I'm an
Of
idiot.
course.
It's a
Made
stupid
in,
army tattoo.
it's a made in America tattoo. I had a funny side story. I had a friend in the Marine Corps. He tattooed on his ass "Made in America," like an like a hot iron stamp on his ass. So it's
You know
funny.
what's hilarious? I may get canceled for this as well, but my tattoo is also on my butt cheek.
I think you showed me
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. I'm like sometimes I forget about it. Asian parents no approve. No, they don't approve a lot of things that I do. So
Yeah.
nothing new.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guys, like long story short is you need Tim as a trans. No, dude, no, I do not. That'd be effed up. But back to like a serious topic before we just like blow up this whole podcast today. Is dude, pick something, get super focused on it, and just go do the thing. And if you like, don't put yourself at huge risk if you can't eat the risk, right? So,
Yeah.
but you gotta try. You gotta do something, and you're gonna get feedback, either good or bad, of what's gonna happen on the outcome. And then the most important thing is you can think for a month, 2 months, for 10 years of what you want to do. If you've never done it, you may not even realize that you even like that like thing, right? Like I
Yeah.
hate real estate now, right? So
Well,
I really do.
well,
I hate single families, you know, like I love selling, wholesaling stuff and
yeah.
the speed and sales, but I hate real estate. And I would have never learned that if I never got started.
That's true. And I would also add, just for the sake of decision making and the speed of decision making rather than staying in analysis mode, is that write out all the worst case scenarios. Like literally write it all out. Okay, if I try this, okay, my friends may not like me. Oh, if I try this, I have to sacrifice more time with my friends. Oh, if I try this, I have to maybe give up some weekends that I don't normally want to go do that anyways, right? Just play it all out. Play everything all out, and then that will probably make your decision a lot more easier than if you were to think about all the difficulties of doing the thing, right? And then our last enemy of wealth enemy of wealth building is the ignorance tax. Good old ignorance tax, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
What is that, dude? What is the ignorance tax for the audience?
Ignorance tax, in my words, is like you. It's the tax that you pay for not making $1 million if you don't know how to make $1 million, right?
So if $1 million you make 100K a year, you're losing 900K. Like your ignorance
Yeah,
tax $900,000 a year, right?
exactly. So whatever you don't know how to do, like that, and let's say you know how to make, like for example, 100K, and you want to make $1 million. The difference is $900,000. That's your tax you got to pay. Not obviously money wise, but it can be paid through either experience, time, or mentor, right? So there's everybody has ignorance tax, just bottom line, right? Pace has ignorance tax. We have ignorance tax. The billionaires have ignorance tax, right? Everybody has ignorance tax somehow. If you want to become a trillionaire and you're a billionaire, guess what? The difference is freaking huge. So there is some sort of ignorance tax, whatever discipline you go into, whether you want to
Hmm.
become a jujitsu practitioner, whether you want to become a master salesman, whether you want to become a billionaire, whatever it is, right? There's ignorance tax everywhere. And how do you get rid of ignorance tax, in your opinion, Tim? Well, I mean, I already said it, but like, how do you
Yeah,
normally?
it's just ask your question. We see your messages,
Yeah,
um, but to pay down your ignorance tax is doing stuff like doing the action and getting feedback from it, like you learning. Number
yeah,
two is I want to be the Michael Jordan of wholesaling. Well, that's really hard. But number two is, people like join communities, they join mentorships, they find coaches, mentors, whatever. Like, I mean, every single one of us has paid somebody
yeah.
to teach them real estate, right? Like Joe Desai, like I see his name. He's a part of a group that we're all in. We've had other mentors, like I've had mentors and coaches within the actual wholesale space specifically, right? And I
Yeah.
paid a ton of money to pay down my ignorance tax. And like an example of that is it would have taken me like 2 years to learn how to hire and scale an acquisition sales team. But that one specific mastermind I joined was very specific in how to build and grow a team,
Yeah.
right? And that kind of shrinks and pays down my ignorance tax faster than it would have if I just did it myself.
You can also read a book. It doesn't have to pay, you can read a book and gain that knowledge of the last, 10, 15 years, whatever however long that book took to write. Bedtime Baby Lullaby. How do you how
Is
do
he?
we become
Is that
I,
Tim?
I don't know who this guy is.
Is it Tim?
I don't know, man. How do we become the Michael Jordan of wholesaling? Bro, that's a good question, man. Who do you consider Michael Jordan? That's the real question of wholesaling. You think
That's,
it's who do you think it is? Whoever you
yeah.
think it is, just
Watch
go to that
them.
person. Yeah, yeah. Watch them. Don't watch us.
Yeah, because I ain't the Michael Jordan wholesale, I'll tell you. But um, that's a really good answer, actually. Who do you think is the Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
I have my idea of who the Michael Jordan is, but I won't say it
Oh, I was like,
because
who it
I
is?
I don't want to upset anybody that follows me. I mean, I think some people are like very strong in certain things, like Eric Klein, very good known for sales. Um, there's people that do novations only. There's, the famous, Josh and Tiff High for results driven. There's a
Mm,
lot of different people out there that do wholesaling or teach wholesaling. We're very focused in niche data. Rick and Zach in, yeah, you can clip this and send it to them. I don't really care.
yeah,
they,
yeah.
they tell you to cold email their Gmail, so I'm not super impressed by them. Damji, yeah, he's got good systems. I think Keegley was very impressive, and I think he exited out of Keegley
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
recently.
I mean,
So
honest, yeah. Whoever you think is the Michael Jordan of whatever niche you're in, just go absorb their content, go read whatever books they have, go join whatever mastermind you think or group that they have, and hopefully you can reduce your ignorant tax of whatever discipline you try to go into, right? Finance, sales, marketing, operations, hiring, whatever it is.
yo, I'm just reading the comments, dude. Yo, dude, I think I know who you are, bro. I'll send you a text message. Like I'm pretty sure it's you.
You think so? Okay, well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
But
I appreciate all the comments too. It's kind of funny.
yeah, it's hilarious. Okay, that is unattainable. How do we become the Draymond Green of wholesalers? Do you know who Draymond Green is?
I have no idea who that is.
He's a basketball player from man, uh, he's on Oklahoma City. No, he's on San Francisco, I think, or something like that. I forgot, but he's so
Okay.
funny, dude. Okay, hey guys, no, we appreciate it. It was actually a lot of fun today. I hope it was kind of helpful. Hopefully, you got some clarity. If not, I'm sorry. Come back next Tuesday. So
Yeah. Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
it. See ya.
Have a good rest of the